Mijn favoriete nummer is...
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Gursev Singh. You've just seen him on this clip that was broadcasted on a Dutch TV station a few years back. Gursev Singh, first of all, welcome to Sangha Television here in the UK.
Thank you.
Give us information on this video clip that was made by the Dutch TV station. How did it start and why was it made?
Right. First of all, thank you here for receiving me. This clip was made for Dutch national TV, and it was a part of a program, of a series of program, and this was on the topic of favorite song.
Favorite song, okay.
And then I took the Shabbat of Gursev Singh, which was broadcast, which was you could hear on the background.
That is your favorite Shabbat?
Shabbat, yeah.
Shabbat,
yeah.
Favorite song?
Yeah, because that was a very good opportunity to tell people about Sikhs and what Shabbat is, Gurbani is, and also that Sikhs, also professional Sikhs live in Netherlands. And I have been with Maharaj Kirpa a couple of times, been on national TV, also as representing Sikhs as part of Dutch Sikh Council organization. So it's the star. It's an honor to represent Sikhi in Netherlands, because there's a lot of misconception, misinformation about Sikhs still, although we have been working for the last 13 years in Netherlands, first to start with Sikh Society, and then from 2005 with the Dutch Sikh Council. And
so you are the spokesperson and representative, one of the representatives of the Dutch Sikh Council.
Correct. Right.
It is an organization that works for and on behalf of the Sikhs in the Netherlands.
Correct.
But also you're very active in Belgium, I understand, because of the language. Dutch is quite widely spoken in the Netherlands, as well as in northern part of Belgium.
Correct.
And you're very active, your organization, informing other people what you're doing. You can hear from his accent. He's got his English accent that he's got. He's a Dutch. It's lovely to talk. I mean, I've lived myself in late 90s in the Netherlands. I'm myself a Dutch citizen. I lived there. And but I also I can understand where you're coming from. I was living in Leiden, and people were confused. They saw my turban and say, "Where are you from?" And are you Muslim? You know, that kind of question they ask you.
Correct.
Straight away, the way you look, you're with the beard, with the turban. So every time I took the opportunity to explain I'm a Sikh, who Sikhs were, and where we from, and what is the background, you know. So it is a lot of effort, but things have changed in last 10, 15 years, haven't they?
Correct. If you look at that society and the number of Sikhs living there in Netherlands,
at my time we were, I think, about rough estimates were 7,000 Sikhs living in the Netherlands in mid-90s.
Right, and nowadays it's about between 11, 12,000 Sikhs.
Oh, it's almost double now.
Yeah,
well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, so and with the growth of the community, you see more awareness in the society, also due to young Sikh professionals being active about creating the awareness through website, through Facebook, through interfaith activities. We are a member of the local Interfaith Council in Amsterdam, but also in Rotterdam, and in The Hague. And if you see, the Dutch people are quite tolerant in general, and also in west part of Netherlands, it's quite a multicultural society.
Very much, yeah.
So from that perspective, they are quite open-minded, and they know, because they travel a lot. Okay, so these are Sikhs.
Now these days, in the past,
no, because they. They get more interested in spirituality and in Asian culture, and also due to some appearances on national TV by Sikhs.
You play a very vital role in, especially in the media in the Netherlands. You've been quite often on the TV and press.
We try, and also I as one of the SEVA, we try our best to create that awareness and to be most effective on the most effective way, because it's era of media, social media, multimedia, television, internet, etc. And it's the best way to reach the large public. So our focus of that, because as being a part of a very small community, how can you reach a large part of the
so you have to take
public?
You have to adapt this platform.
Exactly. So that was the best way, easiest way. Also, it's very difficult to get a platform, first of all. But because of our distinguished outlook, identity, it's Maharaj Kripa. They are very much interested, and they want you in picture.
And especially, I must say that in the Netherlands, because the national color in the Netherlands is orange.
Yeah, correct.
And we have also orange. I mean, isn't it? And that, I mean, I tell you, when I went last time to the Netherlands, I particularly wore an orange turban, you know, and because I can say, hey, I'm a Khalsa, but I'm also Dutch citizen.
Yeah.
And then on the boat, people start talking to you, oh, kom je uit Nederland? Yeah. And then there you go, and then you have a conversation. And in a way, I always feel that with these small talks, I can deliver, I can teach them who am I, what's my background. And why not? We got the opportunity. Lovely, we got the orange star when we wear it. So why not show it?
Yeah, actually, every Sikh is an ambassador for Sikhi in that perspective, and it's very important. And if you see, when we do Nagar Kirtans, we started doing Nagar Kirtans in 1999, the first Nagar Kirtan. And everybody is very happy, and the question all looks, and they come to you and ask, okay, well, why is everybody in orange, and what's happening? There's a very much link with the national football, with the national the Queen and the King nowadays of Netherlands. So they very much like that, and they feel, if you wear orange, that the distance in approaching you is very much
less. I understand that, but also here I've seen in the UK, many of the youngsters who go on Nagar Kirtan, they try to wear an orange T-shirt, and most of the T-shirt are Khan Febe, you know, which is the Dutch football team, you know.
Yeah.
And so you support a Dutch team. They say no, I just bought it because I want to have an orange T-shirt. And but that is the national football club of the Netherlands, Khan Febe.
Yeah, this is the national
Koninklijke Nederlandse Voetbalvereniging.
Yeah, football organization.
It's very interesting how it both get mingled. But tell us, what does the Dutch Sikh Council in particular is involved in past, and when was it created, and what have you achieved so far?
We started with the Sikh Society in 1999, and with some young Sikh professionals to create awareness. We started with the website. We started with the first contacts with the ministries regarding pictures on ID, passports, and licenses.
The issues you were facing at the time.
Yeah, correct. And also about any literature, because there was a lot of wrong literature in the public libraries about
Sikhs.
With misconception about Sikhs, that it's a combination of Islam and Hinduism, or many other books about world religions which didn't include Sikh religion in it. So I also wrote a book in Dutch, The Sikhs, Introduction to Sikhism.
Very good.
First book, and it's now available in all Dutch public libraries. And we started with the website, with interfaith activities. In 2005, we started with the European Sikh Council, with the in cooperation with Chaldavi Jatha, with the camps in Europe, Gurmat Sikhi camps. We also put awareness, focus on the Sikh soldiers, our role of our Sikh soldiers in First World War, mainly in Ypres in Belgium, but also in Second World War in Netherlands. So we are part of the national ceremony on the Dam Square in Amsterdam, where the Prime Minister, all the ministers, and
on the national annual Liberation Day.
Yeah, correct.
The 4th of May, is it?
4th of May. Each year, we are invited due to our elders who sacrificed their lives for humanity, for liberty of Europe, basically. And we are part of the Interfaith Council in the different cities. We are of the women group. We last year, so Dutch Sikh Council basically was established in around 2005, and we also took up the issue of wearing kirpans on the airport. One employee, Amritari Sikh, who is a member of the Den Haag Prabandhan Committee, he works for KLM. He wasn't allowed to wear his kirpan, and we, in cooperation with the Harjinder Singh Sikh Federation, got all the papers which were used here in 2002, I believe, in Heathrow, to get the exception. And luckily, with Guru's Kirpa, we won that. We had a meeting with the airport staff, and they understood it totally, and they gave instructions to all the security staff.
Very good.
And now he's allowed to wear his
It's a big achievement. It's a big achievement.
Yeah.
Especially in the mainland Europe, there's still a lot of not much awareness about who Sikhs are. Because I mean, in the Netherlands, our community is quite new there. Most of people started arriving probably early 90s, or some of them, very few in 80s, or very few in
70s.
Very few.
I
mean, as I said, when I was there in the mid 90s, the population was just 7,000. That was rough estimates. One thing I would like to I want to thank Gursev Singh and the Dutch Sikh Council for helping the Afghan Sikh community in the Netherlands, especially with their asylum cases. You help them, you try to lobby the government, try to explain what the Sikhs are issues they're facing if they're deported back to Afghanistan. I remember approaching the Dutch Sikh Council and Gursev Singh in particular about a year and a half ago. There was a woman with 3 children, a Sikh woman with 3 children were threatened to get deported to Afghanistan. And when we got the news, we immediately got in contact with Pai Saab, and you wrote to the Prime Minister at that time, Dutch Prime Minister, and And tell us a little bit to our viewers about it. What happened? How was the situation?
In that case, a family with kids, Afghan family, basically the mother with the 2 daughters and 1 boy. We found out that on Friday evening they understood that their family would be deported on Monday morning. So we took last minute every action which was possible to write to the all the MPs, basically, to the Prime Minister, the different ministries, in order that they could take action to prevent deportation on Monday morning. So at Guru's Kirpa, the presser worked and the judge ruled in our favor.
Because the family was about to be, I think they were already on the plane, or they were about to be boarded on the plane. What was the situation?
Yeah, they were
about to be.
They were on the airport.
On the
airport. They were brought from the jail, the detention center to the airport, and the judge ruled, and they were brought back luckily.
So they were about to board the plane,
Yeah.
And then the ruling came out, they can't be deported. And if there were no Dutch Sikh Council, and those family, that woman with 3 children would have been back in Afghanistan. I'm not sure alive at the present or not. But thank you very much, Gursev Singh, for what you did for our tiny community. The Afghan Sikh community in the Netherlands are still doing, and that's a prime example what an organization can do if they have good connection with the local government and also on the national level. So that was a big achievement. Thank you very much for that, Gursev Singh ji. What else you think the challenges are faced by our tiny community in the Netherlands?
Yeah, we still have the challenges because out of the west of Netherlands there's a lot of people who don't know anything about Sikh religion and still might have misconceptions about Sikhs, and they probably see us as Muslims, or even as might see as some minorities see us as extremists.
Just because
so also
our outlook,
outlook. And also in work, with the economical crisis, you see difficulties that our youngsters are having difficulty with getting work with our Sroop, with the turban and outlook, and here. So in every field, we still need to be very active and to create awareness. Also, looking at the educational part. We have Sikhs coming to our Gurdwaras, I mean non-Sikhs children coming to our Gurdwaras aged 11, 12, to whom we give presentations about Sikhi.
Right.
We also go to different schools to give presentations.
About who Sikhs are?
Yeah, exactly. Right. To inform them about Sikh, our 5Ks, about our background, our religion. And also, as member of the interfaith groups, we try to reach every platform which is possible to convey our message about the turban and our religion. Because even if you are a minority, it's very important that you focus on the media nowadays, that you focus on internet, Facebook and different channels, but mainly on the media, in order to convey your message, because then it's possible to reach out the public. And we still have issues on the naming, for example. Children have problems because
you can mention surname, one surname.
Yeah, exactly. Because based on the Dutch law, you're only allowed to choose once if you want to have your children's family name being Singh or Kaur.
Yeah. So whatever if you have a first child, if it's a he or she, if it's a she, if you named Kaur, they're gonna automatically give the Kaur's surname to the next child.
Exactly.
Even if it's a boy.
Yeah.
That's a problem we are facing.
Yeah.
It's a big challenge we have.
Yeah, and also we what we would like to have is also that on the National Remembrance Day, on the 4th of May. That we are allowed to give the flowers, to put that flower krans on the national TV, or to have even a Sikh monument in Amsterdam, like in Belgium we have, for all
one they have in Italy as well, isn't it?
Correct, correct. For the Benelux or for the Germany Sikhs to come together and remember our Sikhs. And other challenges are also on the educational parts. Sikh religion is not taught as one of the religion as part of the subject religion.
So
schools.
Like here we have in the UK religious education, which includes all the mainstream religion in the UK. Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Sikhism. But in the Netherlands, it's still in the national curriculum, Sikhism is still not included.
Correct.
And you are campaigning for that to happen. I think it's extremely important for that to be included.
For sure. We are campaigning to get Sikhism included in curriculum. Because then you can reach major public, all the schools in Netherlands.
Absolutely. So what's the obstacle you're facing? Why? I mean, is it are they resisting it to be included, or they think the community of Sikhs in the Netherlands is just too small for the population? Because understand, the population of the Netherlands is roughly about 17 million, whereas the Sikhs, 10-12,000 are really negligible. So is that the argument?
No, basically we're in the start phase of that project. Until now we had the book I mentioned earlier about, but also other project. The Sikh professionals, Sikh Sevadars, they are limited, I may say. The Gurdwaras are quite focused internally.
Right.
So, like I'm a father of two small children also.
You've got your family as well to look after.
Sometimes it's difficult to take up all the issues, so we do it step by step. And some of Sikh professionals who were involved in the Sikh society, for example, they moved to UK. So
people like myself.
For example. So this is our next part, and I believe if we focus on it, we will achieve it. And it is difficult because also in the libraries, a lot of literature is containing wrong information about Sikhism, and also in some of the schools, Sikhism is taught as a sect of Hinduism, which is also wrong.
Absolutely.
So they do then discuss it in the classes, but from a wrong basis. So that's a very, very important next project which we are in the start phase. Also, like other things are like wearing a turban on motorcycles, on scooters. It's also not allowed in Netherlands. I saw that in Germany it was allowed as from last year.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So we have a lot of activities, internal, external projects in which we would like to convey the message of Guru Nanak also to the non-Sikhs public in the Netherlands.
So you've the Netherlands, our community is very small, very new. Still, you have achieved quite a lot. However, there's still a long way to go.
Correct.
Understanding what you're saying to me. What about small activities you were mentioning earlier? What you have, vrouwengroep or women group? Or what else you do?
We're part of the local interfaith council in Amsterdam, The Hague, and also Rotterdam.
In the main cities.
Yeah, correct, and that's in cooperation with Sikh Society also. And in that we basically. All the interfaith activities which are happening in those cities are coming within in the council. So they're discussed in the council. So you are informed. Okay, there's this is the topic which is starting this year or next month in Amsterdam. So who want to be involved, and so we get a platform every time, and we can looking at our capability and capacity. We get involved, and also it's a tool to invite other religions to our Nagar Kirtans, for example, because all different religious festivals are shared with each other.
Sure.
And there's also a connected vrouwengroep, ladies group of different backgrounds and different religions. They also discuss different topics. They have their own seminar, own conferences which are organized. So it's a very good platform, and also some media activities. We are working together with other organizations to tackle any issues, but also to create awareness, internal and external. Internally, we have been working now with Sri Guru Granth Sahib Academy to have their syllabus with Santhya, Guru Granth Sahib, Santhya within the Gurdwaras, to start that. Other achievements, other activities, if you look at the Dutch Sikh Council, is being in contact with the different TV program makers. So when they need Sikhs for any kind of program, that we are involved.
Right.
And also, if you look at we talked about the pictures on the ID cards and the naming issue, we are
still working
in touch and working on it. And also like working with your turban in different fields. We had earlier cases with working Singh, who was working at one of the hotel chains with his Kapan, that we also won in court.
Very good.
So I think, with Guru's Kirpa we have achieved a lot, even as a minority in Netherlands.
And a new community.
Yeah, and a new community, because it's the first and the second generation, which is...
I mean, the first generation normally are very much into working and making money,
correct.
Providing for the family or sending.
Yeah.
Where the second generation people like yourself, who are perhaps educated in the local languages, and you can express yourself much better.
Yeah.
You can explain who we are, and working with the different groups within the country. That is extremely, that's the next step now. Yeah.
But also with the ministry, go to the next level, to have more rights for the issues which we just discussed. But if you also look at the second generation, they are more professionals now, indeed.
Very good.
And we do have language problems, because Dutch is
not an easy language to learn.
No, certainly not. Your experience probably, but you are.
Yeah, but for me it's alright, because I spoke Farsi. I can pronounce all the GG, yeah. Helemaal geen probleem.
But for the first generation it was quite difficult. But now we have, luckily, 6 youngsters graduating.
Brilliant.
In different fields.
Well, that's extremely informative, I must say. Talking to you, Gursev, getting to know how the Sikh community in the Netherlands is progressing, and what challenges are faced, and how the community and organizations in Britain can share that experience that they had in the past, and
sure.
Give that knowledge to you guys, so you can campaign successfully, like the community in Britain did in last 20-30 years.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to have a closer network of all these organizations within Europe working towards a common goal. Well, thank you much for coming to our channel and sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.